Hello, and welcome back. We are having a couple of technical issues this morning. I hope you hope you understand my apology on that. I'm just sorting out a couple of last minute things. Yeah, no, shorthand is, for some reason, I launched OBS and then OBS crashed. The moment I started trying to stream, and then it bricked my PC for a solid like 4 or 5 minutes. And, yeah. That is why I'm having a bit of a slow moment and I'm trying to fix a few things. Going to bed, plays me good choices. I don't know if I can promise that final bit, but I do hope you have a good sleep there. It's like telling me not to get up to mischief. But, mischief is not indeed managed. Oh. But yes, we'll be, all ready to go shortly, hopefully. Oh, I just realized that's gonna have audio. There we go. Alright, let's hope nothing breaks this time. Oi, oi, oi. I will also warn, very lightly that I do have a phone call that I need to take. That will be in about a bit less than an hour, I'd assume. And I should only take about 10-ish minutes, hopefully. Because it's just to catch up with the government on something. And then, yeah, aside from that, I don't think there's much else to worry about today. I do need to also stress that I might be a bit more stricter on time today. Okay, that's poor wording. I'm more conscious of time today. And the reasoning behind that statement is very simple, is that we have a house inspection tomorrow, and I need to get the cleaning sorted out for tomorrow. So if we finish on like 1 o'clock, so in about 5 hours, we'll be probably there. Let's see. Was YK. I don't know what you mean by YK. If you're going to comment on the outfit, that's because this is the beginnings of the running sprite, and I haven't gotten there yet. I've only just pasted on the hair to it. Because, like, as you can see, it's that, whereas... So, I need to get the hair positioning done first. Then we can work on the outfit once I've gotten that. That should be good enough for the moment. While I get the rest of it sorted out. this is gonna be interesting, because most of this is gonna disappear. That's gonna have to move up. Which meaning I'm gonna have to move this here. That off. Okay, it's not gonna work. I'll just redraw it. It's gonna be hard to get that all sorted. Interesting. Is Twitch having the same issue? Twitch is not. YouTube's seeming to be a bit weird today. Interesting. Bit more buffering than it's supposed to. Because what does this look like about that? It's that. Okay. I feel like I'm... Okay. It's gonna be interesting. That's the tail, right? Yeah. How do I want to handle the rest of this? This arm looks so meh with this on it like this. Alright. Okay, now YouTube's behaving. Okay. That was weird. But yeah, no, I feel like I've skipped a lot of the intro because of just technical problems. How is everyone doing today? Hope everything's been good. Had a alright time, had a good chat with an old mate yesterday. It was quite nice. The friend of mine that was staying, but they were staying because they were going to Welly, so it was less a catch up and more of like a convenience thing where I did get to chat with him for a bit, but not much, which is good and bad. I'm still a little sad that I didn't get to sit and have a bit longer of a chat, but I also got distracted by talking about the wrong things, but it's what it is, right? There's other things I wanted to chat about, but opportunity wasn't right. Is there difficulty when you have, like, that really close friend, but you do not get the time or place to chat with them anymore on the stuff that is, like, why you're so close? Or some of the reason why you're so close? Which makes it really awkward. Because, like, you're then going like, oh, well, I did meet him, but I didn't get to talk properly and all that. I'll live, obviously, but would have been nice to chat with him. It's just hard to do. Ugh. Him living so far away. Amelie is in the game. Yes, she is. She has been since pretty early on, actually. It's a great observation that you're able to figure out that she's in this game. It's almost like it's in the lists of characters that are in the game. Unless that's you asking about it, and then I've made statements before about asking of characters getting into the game. Is if you don't see them in the game, there's probably a chance they're going to get added eventually. I understand I'm doing this on my own. It takes time. I guess that's a good point. I've probably been overshooting with that a little bit. Yeah. I think that's the point though, right? That looks a bit better. Hmm. There we go. Yeah, that... Yeah. Okay, there we go. Oh, sorry for being quiet. It's art makes me focus, especially when it's like finicky little pieces like this to get it right. By the way, if you want to know, I do have a list of work for this week that we should be able to get done. I might as well write it out to kind of talk about it. So if you give me a moment, I'll have, because I have it in my notebook next to me, so I'll just write out the essential stuff that's relevant. So this week, sort of, kind of quotation marks in the fact that I believe I've overscoped, so the likelihood of getting all of this done within the week, not exactly the highest. But we're gonna get one character. Added. And as you may guess, that is going to be for Moko. I'm gonna try and do 2 skins for characters. Because I feel at the moment, only having 1 skin in the game is kind of not giving enough interest towards that mechanic, or that kind of thing. And not enough of a reason for me to actually go and refine that system. In my spare time, I'm working further on the Boyd's structure, which has gotten a lot further along. I have a bunch of vectoring systems in place for it now, to actually handle the data of it, which is the big reason why I haven't worked on it yet, because I forgot that I needed to go write vector code from the ground up, pretty much. I'm going to further work on text improvements. This can constitute grammar fixes. Or layout problems. Because I've seen that certain ones, in certain contexts, aren't displaying the text correctly, and that's something that I need to do on a technical side, whereas the grammar fixes, like some of them being worded poorly, those are ones that, like, I can fix by just changing the words, right? As simple as that. And then I want to try and relook, or like, yeah, just look at Matara and Cinder's stuff. Because I know I haven't done their assists, nor have I finished their EXs in a way that I'm happy with fully. So I'll come back to that at some point. But yeah, so that's kind of my plan for the week. I don't expect, like, this is why I say I think I've overscoped. I can probably do this. So let me circle. I can probably do this one. I'm pretty confident getting this one done. This one's a bit of a maybe. This one is probably just an ongoing task, so I can try at it. And then the assists EX one, I'm pretty confident in saying that it's going to be like a maybe at best. So that's kind of where I'm sitting at with the tasks at the moment. I would like to do more bosses soon, but bosses are draining me quite a lot of my energy. So I'm taking that a little slower. Oh, moving into the next stages. Yeah. But I was just gonna get at least 4 hours run animation done today, and try and get some of the baseline functionality set up for holocure. Because I've got a couple of ideas of how I want to approach it. I'm gonna figure out which one of those are the better one. And by doing, kind of targeting just one character for today, it means that I can, like, in the nicest sense, do it and not be so scared of not getting enough done today. Because, like I said, the phone call in 20-ish minutes, and the cleaning that I need to get done. Because those should take priority. There's actually a very realistic shout that I should have just cancelled today's stream. But the problem is, if I cancel today's stream, then I would also have justification for cancelling tomorrow's stream. And then at that point in time, I'm like, I'm just causing problems for myself. So, yeah. But yeah, when the phone call comes through, I'll deal with that, and then I'll also go check the mail, because I have something... Something coming in today that's kind of exciting. It's pretty much the last few cards I need of my Golgari deck, outside of the last order I need to do. Oh, you want to hear me do one, like... I mean this in, like, the nicest soft complaint I can. You wanna know why, like, I've got one gripe with my, local game shop? Is that, like, so the way that they, do their cost analysis stuff is that they've got a lot of things that go into their cost analysis. Problem is, they overcharge certain things in expectation of sales counts. What I mean by this is, of the 2 precons coming out for Aether Drift, what if I told you they're not the same cost at my LGS, but they're the same cost everywhere, almost everywhere else in the country? And it's purely because one of them sold out, and one of them did not. And now you might go, okay, well that's kind of makes sense. Like, for example, Hobby Master, our big sales point, has removed the discount from the precon, the zombies precon. So now you can't get it for $80, you can only get it for $90 when it comes back. Okay, that's a $10 difference. That's a little rough, but one of those is, it's a discount, it's a pre-sale discount, that makes sense. What if I told you the pre-order cost is $90 and $130 for the 2 different decks? Now, that has basically made me go, cool, I'm just gonna... You cannot justify $30 to me of a difference between them. Or, like, and a difference like that, especially when everywhere else is selling it for, like, $80, $90. I'm sorry, you just no. If it was like 90 and 100, then I could have maybe considered that as a reasonable argument. And then I'd be a bit more willing to support that, but no. You cannot do a $30 difference. That is way too much. I get it. I do get it. But at the same time, I'm good, thanks. I want the deck, but I don't want the deck that badly. Like, if it went up to like $120 across the board on the country, I just won't get the deck. I want to get the deck, I just won't get the deck then, if that's the case. I'll just wait for the Bloomburrow Commander and Precon so I can grab that and rip that apart, and then I'm happy because I've spent less money. Right? But yeah, no, that just kind of like rubbed me the wrong way. It's like I was gearing up to do a big old purchase again from the card shop, but like that's put a huge delay on it now. So, well, the shop gotta make money. I get that. Again, like, this is one of those things of, I truly understand the decision making, I just don't like it as a consumer, right? And that's an acknowledgement that needs to be made with, like, gaming industries in general, is that, like, the failure to recognize, look, the decision makes sense, it just sucks as a player. I'm not happy because I'm not getting what I want for cheaper. Surprise, surprise, everyone wants everything for cheaper. Nobody wants to pay full price. Fuck it, everyone wants everything for free, but we know that that's not happening. Okay, now we need to unstagnant the here and then add the tail. That's what we need to do for this. By the way, I'm gonna work on this. If we finish this sprite before I have my phone call, I'm gonna work on a deck for a little bit. Just to, like, not start something else, that needs to be done. If that makes sense. I doubt, though, we're gonna get this done before my phone call. There we go. Is that a lollipop in your hand, or are you just happy to see chat? Why not both? Oh, you know what okay, can I just show something, actually? This is gonna really make it so we're not gonna do that thing. So I did a bunch of editing this weekend for shorts. Now you might wonder, how many shorts did we get out of the Pokemon stream? Because that was what I edited, right? Because, like, we released 3 a week, so obviously I would design around that. I did. I don't overshoot my shorts as much as I possibly can. Yada yada yada, right? So what if I showed these, all of these scheduled here are Pokemon shorts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have like 2 weeks already in advance now with shorts, which kind of makes me a little happy because it means I don't have to worry as badly about getting the editing done urgently. Because for the last while, I've had to edit like once or twice a week just to like get there, because we've not had a lot of one stream has like multiple shorts, and I can't download too many streams at once because I have to download the full thing at a decent definition to make the shorts. The mass producer. To be fair, there was a portion of time where I was uploading 2 shorts per day for like a month or so because of how much I had in like excess. Yeah, like there was a portion of time where I just was churning out shorts, and that's good and bad. I'm glad I'm not doing that anymore, because holy shit, this feels a lot better to do. It's just the sporadic ones, so they just supplement the content, especially knowing that they're scheduled for specifically 2 of the days they're scheduled for are days I'm not streaming. So it means that my channel is always got a daily piece of content, which is the important part. Ping pong chick. How's it going, Jen? But yeah, so that's kind of the idea with that, so I'm quite happy that I've gotten ahead on that now. There we go. Been a long minute since I had a break. I understand that feeling quite well. I see Ace Bright. Yeah. We're getting this a bit further along. There we go. Don't know how the artist guy churns out magic with this. Dude, Ace Bright's really insane what you can do with it. I'm still really early on with my understanding of it. I spend most of my time just working in it, not actually learning the tools. For better or worse in that argument. It's insane, some of the tools that you get in it though. It's genuinely, if you're doing specifically pixel art stuff, you should be using this. How big are you? The sprites, they're 32 by 32. I'm trying to keep characters within the 32 by 32 space. There's a couple that go outside of that by like 1 or 2. I think Juniper's the main ones. And then there's a few that are old, so they're still using 64 by 64, which is what I used originally. I'm slowly translating them into the 32 by 32. Because typically in game dev, you want to make it as small as possible. And then you can scale up from there as necessary. One thing my game does that a lot of people will tell you is wrong to do, by the way, is I don't have a consistent sprite. A consistent pixel size. So what that means is there is a discrepancy between the pixel sizings between each object because I'm scaling the sprites, not, I'm scaling the imagery, not linearly. So it's not by 2s and by, an equal amount. So that means a sprite can be half the size of another, a pixel can be half the size of another pixel, if that makes sense. It's minor thing, but hey. So yeah, that's why I say, like, technically what I do is bad, in some ways, but also the game's designed with that in mind. So the problem you'll have, and this is something that I found with those cases, is if everything but your character is that different size, or is a set size, then it causes a discrepancy, whereas if you have nothing consistently on that, it creates enough of a discrepancy to justify it. So it's basically, if you're consistently inconsistent, it can feel fine. If you're consistent in some areas and not in others, then it becomes a problem. That's why even some of the bosses have different sizings, even though they all still follow a 256 by 256. I think the Magical Girl's a great example of that, as I believe she's the smallest sprite of the lot. Sort of smaller sizing by scale. And I can, like, play with that however I will. Because I have that as a number that they deal with as their sprite scalings. Alright. Now I want to touch upon the ears. Where would these position? There. Just that area I'm removing. There we go. The massive issue is it makes it a pain to fix when like 10 people are warping scales and I'm pulling my hair out, fighting the urge to scream. That's fair. I guess that's the advantage I have is I am solo working on it, right? So I can get away with discrepancies anywhere I want because the only one that has to suffer it really is me or the player, but normally I solve any that are really bad myself. It's like I said, it's the benefit and the benefit and curse of doing a project solo is everything's your problem, but it also means that everything's done to your expectation. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Alright, we'll do the tail once I come back from the phone call, because I'll be expecting that any moment now. So I'm actually going to switch off VTube Studio on my phone, just so it doesn't do anything weird when I do get the phone call. Which I probably should have done it when I had a better pose. Because I believe I'm getting the phone call at 9, so basically any minute now. There we go. Don't worry about him, he's having a rest. PNG time, basically. I wonder how hard it would be for me to rig up a PNG tuber of some kind at some point. I need to do up a design that I'd be happy with is the problem. Right, like it's... And that's, I think, the thing that I've struggled with the most is I still to this day do not know if I was to full commit to VTubing and become like my own style and everything, what I would do for it. Like, I have an idea of some of the things I'd want to do, but I feel like so many of them are sporadic and all over the place, I'd never find a consistent, like, consensus design. And I would never get, like, a good answer out of it. Almost flooded? Yikes. Devil, you're having a hell of a time. You've had the wiring issues, you've got toilet problems. Jesus. Bloody wild. Alright, here's the phone call. Alrighty, I am back. Yes, sorry about that. Again, very important phone call that I needed to take. Right. Issues piling up sometimes. Yeah, you're not having a great time at that place, Devil, man. It's yeesh. Not envious. Alrighty. Alright. I'm gonna work on the tail, get the tail looking good for the run animation. Cause that's what I forgot that I need to get that done. Hi back, I'm Jin, goddammit. Get the tail done, and then we might do a little bit of deck teching stuff, because I have a deck idea I want to play around with for at least a little bit, before I go further into implementing Fuawa. For Morko fully, but like Fuawa is going to basically be my foundation piece, I think, for it all. So, tail. We need this copy of the tail, because that's the one that's off to that side. Now this is over body, but underneath clothes. Gotta remember that. We also need to do the face shade. Alright, there we go. Export spreadsheet. Run. Yes, there we go. I could probably do some more with the tail, but I'm gonna leave it at that for now. So something I wanted to look into. And yes, we're going to Magic the Gathering for a little bit. Yell at me all you want. I wanted to play around with the idea of this card. Because I've seen it a lot of times in like random passing moments. And I realized it's relatively cheap to make for. And I have a bunch of like some of these cards just randomly around the place. And I just thought it was interesting. Because, like, this card here as well, for example, Knight of Anular, right? So you've got, like, each of the multicolored creature you control gets +1/+1 for each of its colors. I'm consistently doing 2 and all that. And I have my fill of Yu-Gi-Oh! That's fair. I can't even say that it's better or worse, right? Because, having gotten into Magic only since, like, near the end of last year, I have come to realize that this game is, yeah, it is very complex. It's got a lot going on for it. I mean, this is the card that I'm wanting to build around, and even this, you can kind of see the text is a bit much. Admittedly, it's relatively simple, what it's doing. I would argue as well, and this is maybe a personal thing, take this as you will, I personally believe, in my experience, Magic the Gathering is a lot more consistent and linear on its text than Yu-Gi-Oh! Is. Because, like, this one is flying, hexproof from multicolored, those are just keywording. Which I don't know how often in my experience I've seen Yu-Gi-Oh! Having keywording, really, like that. Then, whenever Niv Mizzet, Guild Pack, so basically when this deals damage to a player, it deals X damage to any target, target player draws X cards, and you gain X, where X is the number of different color pairs among permanents you control that are exactly 2 copies. I play Master Dues, reached Platinum, and I think I went, yep, card games are fun as I remember. Yeah. Like, I play a lot of card games, I play a lot of Hearthstone, I've played a decent amount of Magic now, in the last few months, which is a big one. It's stuff like that, right? Also try tourney, hit to stop on each turn and say, wait, I need to read that, which grinds each match to a crawl, which is why I appreciate original digital versions a lot. I mean, yeah, I think Yu-Gi-Oh!, no matter how much you work for like a digital version, it will always suffer from the fact that, like, the amount of crap a single card can do becomes unbearable. Now, admittedly, there are some decks in Magic that are like that, but I would argue the regularity of that is lower than it is in Yu-Gi-Oh! Not to say that one is better than the other, by the way. I'm trying to, like, be careful on my phrasing. But I do see, like, that's how I kind of look at that sort of stuff. Creature spells not being counted would be nice. Oh yeah, well, I mean, like, that's the other issue, and I think this is something that we all can understand to an extent, is also the biggest problem with Yu-Gi-Oh! Isn't, per se, any of the things we've mentioned. The biggest problem with Yu-Gi-Oh! Is it doesn't have a resource cost system. Magic has land mana, and Hearthstone has mana crystals. And, like, that's the issue, is that because that doesn't exist, the idea of one turn being the end of the game and it's your first turn is very possible. Because there is plenty of summon decks that I've seen that just blurt out like 30 different things on one turn, and it's just not fun. Each legendary permanent has wood too. Interesting. I still think the knight is one of the better ones, because at minimum that's a +2 anthem, which is great. Yeah, like XYZ and pendulum stuff it's one of those things I've looked at a couple of times, I understood it each time, and then I just forget about it because it hurts my brain to try and remember. Interesting, this would be a cool kind of an interesting one to add. Yu-Gi-Oh! Actually is kind of a resource system, but it's deck dependent. It's just that anything can be a resource, but it's written in a log card text. Also, usage per turn limitation has become a default resource by now. Yes, I will say I appreciate that they've now started adding in less cards that read when you trigger, like, it's player's trigger, not card trigger, if that makes sense. Now, this is something that's a bit of a weird one. I understand it somewhat, but like in Yu-Gi-Oh, there are two types of abilities that have a usage limit. There is those that are player limited and those that are card limited. Card limited is it's limited to the card. So therefore, if the card changes position, like it changes ownership during a turn, you cannot use the ability because it's that card cannot use it again this turn. Whereas there are some that read the player, basically the player can only use it once, so if it changes ownership, it can then be used by the other player in that same turn. Which, me explaining that already sounds like I'm explaining a fucking nightmare. So I do not like the system that it has for the most part though. Like, I just straight up don't. Boros Charm actually does seem quite nice for this. Because of the multicolor. I also have like a couple of Boros Charms. Interesting. But this is when there's ETBs, which makes it a bit more touch and go. This feels so expensive. 5 mana for admittedly a good draw engine and a mana rock? Maybe. The land card, put it into the battlefield, otherwise put that card into your hand. Yeah, that's a 2 mana. It's nice. This is the back in Infect meta like 20 years ago. I can understand why, but that's the reason I like the game. Yeah, I'm not here to say that it's a bad game, by the way. Like, this is the difficulty that I feel like I'm always going to struggle with when I'm talking about something like Yu-Gi-Oh! Is that I'm talking mostly from an outsider perspective, and that needs to be acknowledged. I cannot say this, that, or whatever, right? But I do think the issue I have with how Yu-Gi-Oh! Plays will not ever go away, which is the fact that, like, it is basically every deck is actually a combo deck. And that's not great in my eyes. even aggro decks are basically combo decks. Whereas like Magic, combo decks and aggro decks often do not share much similarity. At least in Modern, and then when you get to Commander, yeah, they kind of do, because like one of the best aggro decks is a Krenko deck. And arguably I will fight you to say that Goblin decks, especially mono red ones, are actually combo decks secretly. There are some control decks. I wouldn't dispute that, but they still probably function very combo intensive. Like, it's just... Okay, I mean this with the most love I can. The vast majority of Yu-Gi-Oh decks all, do the same shit. They just approach it slightly differently. They're all playing the same way. And the problem is they play the same way as, like, some of the most toxic metas of Hearthstone have for me. And that's something I dislike. Thank God I don't buy them. My family purged your collection and threw them in the trash. That's... Okay, that seems very strange to me. But then again, I will always kind of have the statement of, if this was at their house, it probably had reasoning. And you are under their roof, so if you didn't listen... This is 25 years ago? Yeah, so there you go. It would have been when, that makes a lot of sense, yeah. Sucks a lot, not disputing that. But yeah, like, that makes a lot of, reasonable sense. Case of the Shattered Pact, is that good? That seems pretty good, because ETB get a basic land into your hand, and then solve there are 5 colors among permanents you control. I'm gonna probably hit that pretty consistently. And then solve is, I can give a creature flying, double strike, and vigilance. Which is very scary. I remember I would play with the field being in my school desk drawer. God. Yeah, yeah. Is Glissa good? Wait. Let me read this. So 3 mana, 3/3, Phyrexian Zombie Owl. First strike, Death Touch. That's already pretty decent. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, choose one of these. Draw a card, lose 1 life. Destroy target enchantment, or remove up to 3 counters from target permanent. That actually sounds really good. For this deck in particular. Again, we're just kind of throwing something together for now to look at. I do agree though, Baleful Strix is just such a good card normally. Especially knowing that one of the things that needs to kind of be acknowledged is we're aiming for probably... I'm assuming there's more Anthem effects like this, and that will be really good. Which... What? Oh, God. How much progress did I lose? I didn't lose any, I just didn't get the Baleful Strix in. Got it. There we go. Well, then spent my day crunching out the last issues of our project that's due tonight. Gonna lurk while I cook up a decent readme. Fair enough. I mean, God, I feel so bad that I haven't been able to work on anything towards that. I think I've got the stuff set up to look at. That's it. I need to have a better look. Not had a good look in too long. Nerve Method Reborn, that actually seems really good, because even though it's not a 2-color, it does still pull 2-color ones. Color pair, yeah. We want color pairs. There's exactly those colors among them. So, diversification of things. Yeah, we'll toss that in, because that's potentially, what, 10 cards drawn, right? There's another card that I was looking at for this. I think it was actually in this list somewhere. Yeah, this one. So it's a companion. So because it's a companion, it's technically like, the wording's here, right? If this card is your chosen companion, you may cast it once from outside the game. So I'm wondering if we toss this in, and that means we're locked into not being able to play cards like this, Orella. Because what that means, for wording's sake, is so far none of these cards meet the fail condition of that. Which makes it interesting. Oh, the school project. Ah, yeah. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Going through my friends, gathering veggies they might throw out. Got enough food to make so much salad that I have for nearest. Nice. That's actually good though. Okay, I'm gonna try adding this and see how long we can have this in here for. Oops. Yeah. Yeah. Now, set companion. So this will warn me when I fail to meet that condition. I barely get time to do things for the mod. Just a few things where I get an hour here and there. So don't get much done. Yeah. No, it's more just like a thing in my head of like I've not contributed like substantially, so therefore I'm beating myself up for it. And you can tell me all you like, don't beat yourself up for it. I'm going to. That doesn't stop me. Whenever you cast a multicolored spell, scry 1. If that spell was all colors, create a 4/4 angel token with flying and vigilance, and you can 5 mana and tap for getting Wooburg, so it's a nice conversion there. This is a really good one just because of the scrying. Like, that's just a consistent a bit of scry and also potential mana conversion. Because we're probably going to have a couple of Wooburg cards in. Don't beat yourself up or I'll beat you. Don't threaten me with a good time. When honest okay. What a name. Enters the battlefield, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Creature spells you cast cost 1 less. Oh my god, that's so good. For this deck, especially, bit of soft recursion. Gotta love it. Sacrifice this legendary creature you control gets +1 and gains indestructible until end of turn. Probably worth it. Especially knowing that we don't have any of that color combination right now. The other best part is if you're actually like looking at a lot of these cards, most of these are very cheap cards. This is a deck that I could probably toss together for on the cheaper side, right? It's kind of good. Target creature gains Death Touch, target creature gains Vigilance, target creature gains Double Strike. The problem is this, I think, doesn't work because I don't know if that pip counts. It does not. Okay, so multi-pips like this don't count to single pips. Got it. Pulled a nice artifact. Yeah, I did see that. I'm trying to remember. I think I know which artifact that is because I think I've seen it. It's not a bad one. It's a good artifact synergy deck. Exile target land card from a graveyard, add 1 mana of any color. Exile target instance or sorcery from a graveyard, each opponent loses 2 life. Exile target creature card from a graveyard, you gain 2 life. The problem is that, does this count to the... let's see. A color amongst permanents you control are exactly 2 colors. That would count that, but it's not going to count the Reborn. Enters the battlefield, reveal the top card. For each color pair, choose a card that's exactly those colors. No, it would. All of those are artifact creatures? True. I forget Weeping Angels are also artifact creatures. I remember, obviously, Dalek and Cyberman being that. But yeah, I guess that does make sense. Okay, so this... God, this is really hard to kind of understand how this deck is going to fully function, I'll be honest. Sean! What do you do, Sean? Whenever you attack, you may create a tapped and attacking token that's a copy of a target attacking legendary creature you control other than Sean, except it's not legendary, and it's a synth artifact creature in addition to its other types. When this leaves the battlefield, exile all synth tokens you control. I mean... how good is that? Non-legendary token. So it circumvents that. It doesn't augment its stats. That's probably worth it. It also doesn't rewrite its color. It's in addition. So it's... that's probably quite good. That's probably quite good in here, actually. Alright, Niv Mizzet Visionary is definitely a temptation. We can't put in Panrun because Panrun breaks Jengath. Ganth? Sorry, Ganth? Gath? Jenganth. Gantha. Jingantha. Elemental Elk. Yeah. But we could probably toss in Visionary, at least. At the beginning of your end step, target opponent may sacrifice 2 non-land, non-token permanents. If they don't, you draw 2 cards. This deck seems like it's going to be like this weird aggro control deck. It's also going to be rather expensive to, like, in the thing. That's why Mariah's Wake's probably a really important card. So I'm going to probably want more mana rocks and mana dorks and ramp, because we do have access to green. So we'll probably look at mana ramp that is 2 colors, especially. Which is going to probably be mainly green orientated. But I like the idea of Visionary. I do have a Visionary, an Invisit Visionary, so I can just toss that in there, because I'm going to be taking it out of my Stellar Lee deck eventually anyway. Whenever one or more creatures you control, each with power greater than its base power, deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. It's pretty decent. Menace, add 2 mana of any combination of colors, spend this mana only cast dragons. That's less good here. Once per each turn, you may cast a dragon spell from your graveyard. Whenever you cast a dragon spell from your graveyard, it gains win this to finality counter. Got it. That's not a counter is the problem. Yeah, no, that doesn't feel great in this deck. We've not got a lot of dragons. We're actually quite a we've not got much tribal going on. For each color among permanents you control, add 1. Yeah, the Bloom Tender, even though it's a 1 mana, it's super good. But it's also very expensive, so there's a good consideration that it's like one of our only expensive cards. I mean, then that makes this much better, right? The Leyline Prowler. Because we need ways of generating mana, which also makes this one that I was looking at earlier even better in my eyes. Creatures control a vigilance and tap for any color to spend as a creature spell. With 3 or more mana from creatures that was spent, then I can draw. And that makes this even better. Oh, wait, have I put that one in? I don't think I did, right? Yeah, that one probably should go in then. Gets 1/1 for each color among permanents you control. So it just gets up to +5. That's fine. But it also taps for up potentially 5 mana as well. We are actually pretty high legendary count, so something like that might not, like legendary synergy might not be a bad bet. Yeah. I don't have much blue-white in here, do I? So I'm happy to put in another one. Does that make Rhythm of the Wild better? This enchantment? Can't be a thing. Non-treated tokens have riot, so when they enter the battlefield with your choice of +1/+1 or haste, that's... yeah, it's good. I'm still tossing up with this one, by the way, and this one. Because each legendary getting Ward 2 is good. Because I can stack that up pretty easily. Okay, what was this one? Flying Vigilance Haste. Whenever a player attacks with 3 or more creatures, you draw a card. Whenever a player attacks with 5 or more creatures, this card deals 3 damage to each of your opponents and you gain 3 life. That seems actually really good, because that's not me attacking, that's a player, but I gain the benefit. The law above. We can't do War Leader though, because War Leader breaks, as I said earlier, Jin Ganther's effect. Ruby's probably a wise one, because that's just haste, can tap for 2 things, and then also whenever it attacks, while you control a creature with power 4 or greater, this gets +2/+2. Which I'm gonna pretty consistently have that. Bird of Paradise, definitely tempting just as a mana dork. Flying Trample, whenever dragon you control attacks, it gains double strike. We don't, again, have consistent dragons. Double strike, as long as it's your turn, other historic creatures you control have double strike. That's scary. And then it has disguise. You may cast this face down for 3 as a 2/2 creature with ward 2, then turn it face up for its disguise cost. So you're paying more mana overall for a way of getting it in sooner. Whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, that opponent player loses 2 life and you gain. So that's fuck Storm decks, basically. I don't want to commit too much more to... we're probably going to commit more to creatures still, but... Oh yeah, I wanted to toss in Kadur, because that's just funny. Because I own Kadur, because I got the precon, so I might as well toss him in. And it actually does feel like it's good with this. Because especially now that we've got the this one where it's about people attacking, I get lots of benefits from that. Aragon wouldn't be a bad bet, even though he's not like full Wooburg or 2 colors. He's still really good because we get a lot of effects out of him. Because the only one we're not getting is black as a benefit. That's fine. We don't actually have as much black in here. Yeah, I'll toss him in. Aragorn, sorry. What are you? As long as your devotion of red and green is less than 7, it's not a creature. At the beginning of combat, another creature control gains haste and +8, which is so double up power. Cool. Other zombies you have control of vigilance, not really that great. Whenever another legendary creature control die, create a token copy. That it's not legendary, it's 2/2 black zombie. I mean, in addition, so it does add another color potentially. I know, okay. Again, hand run doesn't go in because of that. Whenever you cast a historic, draw a card, and it's not it can't be blocked. Whenever this deals combat damage to a player, put a 1/1 counter on it. Artifacts, legendaries, and sagas are historic. I don't think so. I think we're starting to get to cards I'm not too excited for. Indestructible as long as your devotion of red and white is less. Creatures you control have menace. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to attacking creatures you control. That's tempting. Because we do want to be attacking kind of regularly. Flying Hexpoo from Multicolored. Each instance and sorcery card in your graveyard that's exactly 2 colors has Jumpstart. Fuck yeah, why not? When Old Such Taker enters the battlefield, exile another target creature or artifact until this leaves the battlefield. You may cast that card for as long as it remains exiled, and mana type of anything can be cast for it. Tempting. Locust God. Whenever you draw a card, create an insect with flying and haste. Draw a card, then discard a card. When this dies, return it to the owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step. I don't think that actually works for us. We're not drawing that much. I mean, we do have pretty substantial draw. Each opponent can't cast non-creature spells with mana value greater than the number of lands that player controls. Okay. So mana rocks become worse. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast it, counter that spell. That last bit is what makes it more interesting to me. Because there's a lot of 0 mana spells that just then get auto-countered. Yeah. Yeah, actually. I like that. Becomes blocked, untap each creature you control after this combat phase. There is an additional one. Must be blocked each combat this turn if able. That's tempting. Joda, the Unifier. I mean, if we want a win con, Joda is good. Right? Because Joda is a legendary anthem, and we do have a lot of legendaries in the stick. As I'm not putting it as the commander, Joda can fuck right off. I don't like the idea of doing a Joda commander deck truly, because it's just so fucking stupid. Because it also has legendary Cascade, right? Whenever you cast a legendary spell from your hand, exile cards at the top of your library until you exile a legendary non-land card with lesser mana value. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Put the rest in the bottom of your library. Yeah, so it's legendary Cascade. Honestly, it doesn't actually work well for our deck. So I'm gonna skip that. Notion Thief. Another nice assholey control card that we could toss in. Notion Thief is basically when an opponent would draw a card except for the first one they draw in each of their draw steps. They skip it and I draw instead. Whenever one or more dragons you control attack an opponent, go target creature that player controls. Again, we've not got consistent dragons being down, so I don't really like that. Talion! Whenever an opponent casts a spell with mana value, loses 2 life and draw a card. Whenever deals combat damage to a player, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card. You may cast that card by discarding a card rather than paying its mana cost. Ha. That is a very strong effect, by the way. But I don't think I've got enough of a recursion effect for this, maybe. card, but it is good. It is very good. No, I'm gonna... For this deck, we have too many... Oh, no, it's just non-land, though. And it doesn't say, like... While it's... Wait, no, they don't return from exile. No, 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 no. That's very dangerous. Whenever a player attacks one or of your opponents, if that opponent has more life than the other than another of your opponents, that attacking player draws a card and you put 2/1/1 counters on a creature you control. Tempting. I mean, I am got a bit of goading in here, so that makes a bit of sense. Whenever this or another non-token historic permanent enters under my control, deal 1 damage to each opponent and I gain a life. When you cast your first spell each turn, reveal the top card of your library, you may cast it. Oh, without paying its mana cost if the spell is lesser mana value. If you don't cast it, put it in your hand. That feels a lot better. Because it's just revealed. God of Passage. As long as your devotion of white and black is less, it's not a creature. Whenever another creature you own dies, return it to your hand unless your target opponent pays 3 life. Interesting. Affinity for Planeswalkers. We're not having Planeswalkers in this deck. Sacrifice it unless it escaped. Enters the battlefield, attacks, gain 3 life and draw a card. Then you may put a land from your hand onto the battlefield. I like that one. This one doesn't work because this is 2 of the same. Opponents can't cast during your turn. I mean, it's kind of pretty good. Gross. So every spell is gotta be a fucking multicolor, right? Good artifact, each creature deals 1 damage to its controller. Rakdos Charm seems pretty. D-Spark seems decent-ish for 2 mana removal. Non-land, yeah, and Goobish. Unmaking. Counter target non-creature spell for 2. Unless they play 2. Deal 2 damage to target creature, draw 2, then discard 2. Yeah. All creatures get -1/-1. Destroy target enchantment. Regenerate each creature you control. That's kind of tempting, actually. Simic Charm. Yeah, I think I'm gonna grab the Golgari Charm in here. And that would be a solid one. Terminate's tempting. Planar Genesis. That's the, yeah, look at the 4. You may put a land onto the battlefield tapped. If you don't, put a card from among them into your hand and put the rest in the bottom of your library in random order. Cyclonic Rift? Fuck no. I don't have that kind of money, nor do I think it's that good for this kind of deck. Destroy target artifact or creature. Creatures you control gain lifelink, draw a card, Put target attacking or blocking creature on top of its owner's library. That's tempting, actually. Counter Squall. Counters target non-creature spell. Its controller loses 2 life. You know what? Yeah. Counter Squall. Counter target sorcery spell, or destroy target creature with power 2 or less, or look at the top 3 cards of target player's library, then put 1 back and the rest into the player's graveyard. Huh? Demir Charm. Is that good here? I mean, it is a 2-mana counterspell. For this deck, which likes that. Like, it really likes the cards that are 2 mana of 2 different types. Search your library for a creature, instant, sorcery card with mana value less than or equal to the number of colors of mana spent to cast this. Spell, exile that card, then shuffle. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Okay. I mean, this one would probably not be bad, right? Legendaries come back. Big swing turn, potentially. Destroy all creatures. Don't really like that. Also, it doesn't work with the companion. Still looking... There's not good 2-mana ramps, are there? No, it's pretty much mono green for most of its ramp. Yeah. Okay. I do think we put some ramp in here, though. The problem is gates. Yeah, gates is probably the main one, right? As Magic Stream? True. We probably should stop here then, actually. Now that you say that, it's a good point. I ain't gonna spend too long on this. Come back to it another time. Alright. Should have called me on that sooner. We've almost spent an hour on it. Okay, so we're gonna be working on player. I don't want to interrupt the fun. Nah. We can work on that another time. I'm also gonna work it in my free time anyway, so. Okay, this is where I start doing a lot of weird stuff. So... the name goes like that. So I need one that's just a normal. It's like this. Okay, so now I've got the format for what I need. Just gonna give it a basic text for the moment. So, how the pass is gonna work. I need to pull up the design doc. Too far. Okay. So, passive. Your sister fights with you when playing as Fuwawa, gain movement speed. When playing as Mokoku, gain crit chance. So, what we're going to need, the main value we're going to need. So we've got 3 values at minimum, and I'm gonna use the passive as the way to check things. So this one is going to be the move speed buff, and it's just 0.1. It's crit. It's crit chance, right? Yeah, it's crit chance. And it's also 0.1. Yeah. So I'm gonna need those, then I'm going to need current hold value, so the current hold value will be what it is at the moment. I mean, the crit chance and movement speed buff are exactly the same, right? So they're gonna scale the same, so we might as well do this. So current hold value. So we'll do buff amount, current hold value, and then which character? And we'll have 0 as the base. And then we can also probably, for safety's sake, current buff go to 0. So I want to add a new trigger type thing. So there's a couple of reasons why I'm doing what I'm doing. How do I best describe it? So think of it like this. I'm gonna do it on EX triggers. So when you cast the EX, this triggers. So obviously the buffs will swap. Alright? Between the two characters. What I'm gonna set up with the logic is that I'm still going to set it up so when you level up, it will take what is the current buff, buff current, and it will then add to that one when it levels up. That's why we've got the current buff check. I could do that via the character. That is probably just the same. Yeah, not really much of a difference. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna have to do some finesse to figure out the different scenarios, because we need it to trigger on level up still, so I'm gonna not have anything to exclude it from that. But we are gonna have it on EX trigger all triggers. I could have it as two different things for this as well. Actually, that's a good question. Where is my EX cleanup? So it's reset EX here. So this is when we trigger it. So it's EX ready on the player. We can check for that. We don't want to cool down on this because it only needs to trigger when we do levels or when we trigger the EX. So this is if it's EX. Oh no, this isn't gonna work. No, I need to set through a value. Because what happens in that situation where you're leveling up as the EX is still going? Yes, that case scenario where it works. We do need to actually just straight up pass through another variable that will be ex used equals false. If ex used is true, and then we need to make sure that when we do the ex triggers, we pass through that additional variable. Yeah, that's probably the only way we can do that. So first things first, though, is we probably need to have if skill dot value 2 equal 0. So that's if we're playing as Fuwawa. Else. I hate some of the way that this organizes itself. Right, it's not very friendly to the way I type the code out sometimes. I need to reformat some things, I think. Okay. So it's going to be so Fuawa is movement speed. I think that's how you do it, right? So that's how you make the invert. There we go. That should run it all correctly. And then EX code, trigger EX. And then we want to grab a code from... There's a few locations we're going to want this from. I'm trying to think what the best example will be. There we go. Now that should function. I'm probably gonna have most of the other stuff handled by the EX. Because I could have pretty much all of it handled by the passive at this point. How badly would that go? Honestly, it's probably just better to do it with the passive. Means that we can never give passives to anyone else. Or we have to ban usage, which that sounds awful. Yeah, no, I'm gonna just do it here. So, this is gonna handle a lot of stuff. Also, this needs to change to just, one and no additional level. Okay, Okay, how do I do this? What is the player data for storing the information again? Okay, so I do. Oh, okay. No. So that's what we'll do then. We won't have a current. We'll just have a hold. And then. Okay. It'll be value 3, 0, 1. And then, skill dot value 3 equals, in brackets, current sprite and current running sprite. Then, summon dot sprite hold equals skill dot value 3. So there's an argument to be made. I don't need a hold value if this object exists. Right. That's the idea. So. Yeah, I probably don't need to do a hold value at all. See, I would call it safer though. I don't know. Having the data stored in multiple locations probably is better, but I think we just, yeah. I think I'm gonna remove that, and I think I'm just gonna skip some steps here. Let's slim things down. So I need to make var woods old. Except that's not how it's done. That's this. And .y. Then actually, yeah, let's try using the system I have now for this. Might as well. Okay. Now that because yeah, like I've made a Vector 2 system, it's got a bunch of cool functionality in it. Doesn't really matter in this case, but it does make this a little bit easier for my brain. So now, player.x equals summon.x, and we do the same for y. And then summon dot x equals chords hold dot x. Need that for y. So this swaps the character, this swaps the sprites, and it swaps the positions. These are the important things. Now there's one big issue we have. We haven't even created the summon. Because it should be level 1 when we see it first, for its trigger. If not, I'll fix that in a sec. Spawn summon. So before I do that, actually, let's go and get. How do I get the sprite data? Player code. I'll make the array separate. Is spawn coordinate an array or is that a structure? Spawn coordinate is a vector. Okay. We're just gonna treat it as a vector from now on. That stuff. What did I call it? It's sprite array hold. equals initialize a function, function undefined, then it's an array. Cool. Then we'll do the other functionality later. We just need to get this actually running. So we won't do any step functions, so it's not going to move by default. Or do any attacks or anything. But it should spawn. That's the important part. Okay, so don't worry, it's only a little bit of crap that needs to go into this. Okay, character sprites, formal, cool. We don't have a sprint yet in, because we need to do that. Duplicate. And we're gonna edit the image. So we can import it correctly. What we want it to be. Oh my god, this is... It's getting there. Especially knowing we're having to do like a bunch of weird shit along the way. This is going a lot smoother than I thought it was going to. Now, yes, there's a valid argument. Oh, but you haven't tested anything yet. How can you know that it's going smoothly? There's a good point there. I can't guarantee it. Also, I just realized something, how I did wrong there. I forgot the background. Awesome. So now I just need to rig something up here for this, and we can test for Wawa. Well, test for Morcor really, but it's mainly for Wawa. We don't have any weapons or items in yet. We're gonna just use defaults. I think we're gonna be using Iron Mouse's ones, right? No, we're gonna be using Vox's ones. We'll fix that later. We're just using whatever is in the verse slot. Alright, that's gonna be a bit weird. But I think I just yoinked the previous one. And then we remove a lot of the stuff. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna be honest. We're not going to bother writing it up because I know what I need to do for it, and I've got a couple of things that are gonna be annoying. So we just won't bother. For now, Fuwamoko is functional. But we don't have a way of getting them in game yet, do we? So let's go to the player. Go to the step event. No, it's just easy to drag a new one in, isn't there? We need... I need the map. The map. I need the map. Rooms... Game. Oh boy. No, I don't need game room, I need lobby room. I'm an idiot. massive big brain energy. Let's see how this runs. Let's see if we just added the foundations for Fuawa Mokoko being in the game. And then we need to test if the alt swaps us. That's all. If anything doesn't work correctly, I'll call you a failure. Don't worry, I'll beat you to it. I do that anyway, even if it works. Pain. Well, they're there. Yep, that's about right. Yeah. Interesting. I've forgotten. I know I've forgotten. Okay. So that's all working. I just misplaced one thing. Forgot, yeah. Nah, failure energy. Because I forgot splash icon. Now we've got the splash icon, so now that should mean we have all the correct stuff. Oh wait, no, then that means that's gonna be wrong, right? That's 3, so we need 4, 5, not 3, 4. There we go. Cool. Now that's whipped again, as it's supposed to be. Oh, that hasn't also been tweaked. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, this needs to be set to level 0 then. And while I also remember... player, so I need the run speed is 10. There we go. That should fix it. So what happened there was the sprite didn't spawn. That was why I was like, I'm pretty sure it's level 1, but I must have been wrong. I think, yeah, when basic leveling occurs, it's at level 0. Because it's always the previous level. Unless it's after level, I believe, is when I set it to not do that. So it checks for levels afterwards. So now the run animation looks better. Yep. Ah. Yep. Forgot about that. Well, that proves to me that I was correct about that statement, though, that it needs to occur at level 0. Also, I believe my delivery has arrived, so I might go and grab that in a second. And we can look at all the brand new cards I have. Oh! No, sorry, that's a good point. I forgot that that's how that is. Yeah, that's not what I need to do. This isn't a constructor, this is a function, right? This is a constructor, so this needs to be a new vector too. So does this. My bad, I misread that. That's on me. Sorry, what? It is an array, though. Is it not? Because this considers it is a array. We acknowledge that this is an array. What? Oh, shit, that's right. Does that fix that? Or do I need to do it as a width? To initialize the variable correctly. Oh, it's not working at all correctly, but it's really cute. I've gotten some of this the wrong way around, that's fine. Because it doesn't change it out. Her little big sis. It's even better because it didn't change this right. That's honestly the part that makes me chuckle the most. So that should fix that. The coordinates won't be great. So what I'm probably gonna do is I'm gonna swap these out to try and get the same stuff that the player gets for spawning on the room swap. So before I go do that though, I'm gonna go grab my delivery, so I'll be back in a sec. Alrighty, we have cards to look at. Are we ready? God, my eyes are readjusting to the darker room. Outside is very bright right now. I have to activate my camera. There we go. They did send me a little thank you thing and a little hope these help sort of comment, which is very nice. Very kind of them. I like that. Then we've got some cards. So we've got Sinister Sabotage, Counter a Spell, and Surveil. Guess what deck that's going in? Surveil deck is happy today. Got a counter spell to go right in there. Then we've got Jaheira, Friend of the Forest. Tokens you control have tap for a green. That is going in the Golgari deck. Speaking of more in the Golgari Guildmage. We've got a Greta Sweet Tooth. We've got Nadila's Nightblade. We've got Gossip's Talent, which goes into the Surveil deck. It's another enchantment that just surveils. What is the full stuff for it? Let's see. It's first level is Surveil. Whenever a creature you control enters Surveil, whenever you attack, attacking creature with power 3 or less can't be blocked, which that's quite nice, because there's a lot of cards I could use for that. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you may exile it and then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control, which means fuck finality counters. And then Clock of Omens, which was the main reason I went to the shop, because that's huge. These cards are some of the last few cards that we need. Seems like either mine or YouTube chat broke again. I mean, the short answer is I do this. And I'll fix it from that point onwards. But I can go look at YouTube chat to see what I've missed. Let's see. Load time over now. Nice. He's pushed nothing. My god, that's kind of funny. That is kind of funny. Alright. Those cards are going into the Surveil deck. They're awesome. I'm happy with that. And then we've got these. I should mention, yes, some of these are foil, like this one. If you're going to ask, why is it foil? Why would you splash a foil? Foil is sometimes fucking cheaper. Don't ask. Still think that's one of the weirdest parts about, like, the collector's editions and the way they've been handled. Is that we're at the stage in it that, like, the special editions are now the more commons. I also have the same with Greta. Greta is a foil, because I think there was no price difference. And man, Greta is such a good one, because, like, the best part is, just think about these two in conjunction, right? This is the kind of point to look at. This means my tokens tap for 1 green. This is when I can sacrifice a food as 1 green, sack a food, put a 1/1 counter on target creature, only activate as a sorcery. I can tap a token, sack it as a food, and put it into Greta. And I can just keep doing that while I've got tokens, obviously. And that's discluding the fact of, like, the benefits of sacking constantly, which I have a lot of benefits of sacking, not only just creatures and stuff, but also specifically food tokens, because it's a Yagdra deck. But yeah, we've also got sack a creature, return target creature from your graveyard to your hand. It's always nice. I pulled a land that can tap for 3 things. Was it a Triome, or was it just a normal one? Because Triome means that it had the land types as well. Those over there. Tap with 1 colorless from... Oh, it's one of those ones? Okay, yeah. But yes, I will sort that actually out later, because I try and keep that organized for now, so I can sort it out easily. What does that leave me with? That leaves me with 1, 2, 3, 6 cards left to get. Not bad. Ah, this store's quite nice, though. I mean, especially the fact that, like, They messed up with something and they did apologize and sent me a refund and stuff, but like to send a little like over these help little thing, I like that. It also, fun fact, means that the package for it is slightly larger than the card's shape, which makes them a little bit more safe. If you think about that. Which is kind of smart, honestly. Okay, I need Runestar. Okay, so this doesn't do it, so the control must be the thing that does it. There we go. The fact that it's cards and I use 2 cardboard pieces if I can. I mean, that makes sense. But like, I don't know. I've not had that kind of issue personally here in New Zealand. They don't. To be fair, New Zealand is pretty good about like mail theft things and all that. Like, we don't even have people go up to other places and like yoink parcels and shit like you see in the US all the time, which just scares me something fierce. It's like, why the fuck would you do that? You have any idea how dangerous that shit is? Especially nowadays with cameras everywhere. Like, you're gonna get found really quickly, even if you try and hide yourself. Like, it's very easy to find out who you are. Are you just doing it because you could possibly get free shit? Like, what the fuck? I don't get it. It's illegal, the short answer. Especially here in New Zealand, there's pretty, like, even opening mail that's not yours is actually considered fully a crime, so even if something got sent to your place and it's not addressed to you, you're not supposed to open it. Do your due diligence, try and contact the person, try and contact anyone that's involved, and then after that, it's kind of, it goes in the bin, probably. Okay, there we go. Happened that some of the cards I ordered got stolen during transport. Just got a cleanly opened envelope. That's... okay, that is shitty. That is really, really shitty to hear. Because, like, there would be... literally the police would get involved in that case here in New Zealand. Like, even if the post office didn't want to, you would just contact the police. And that, I guess, is probably why we don't have that issue that much here. Or at least in my experience. There we go. Swaps. Now I just need to add to... should reset the EX. Interesting. There's like 20 euro of card, but that was annoying. Yep. I don't know, I mean, like, yeah, it's one of those things that outside of, like, a Sheoldred, the Apocalypse sort of thing, or, like, those sorts of cards, you're probably not gonna care that much, but it's just frustrating. Like, that's if, like, Clock of Omens, right, that got yoinked. It's like, it's not that I'm upset that I lost a card, because it's a fairly cheap card, it's more that I am struggling to find that card. That's why I was really happy that we managed to get it. Because it's just like nowhere in New Zealand that I could find easily. It was only because Matthew knew a few more stores than me and could find it easier. Which I'm very happy for. I guess I don't often just reset an EX straight away, huh? But it's good to know that that is foundationally working, and now we just need to set up like the AI mechanisms, or what it's going to do, how it's going to approach everything, yada yada yada. Yeah, so I can't get my EX resetting right now. Okay, I'll have to fix that. I might mean that I'm getting a lot of chase. Actually, let's test this. Let's go play Amelie and trigger her EX. She's also just a straight up reset EX after the thing, right? There's no delay to hers outside of thing, which means that potentially we're hitting a chase code scenario. So that means I need to do cleanup. It's good to know that all of the core stuff there is working, though. Alright, armor. It is not, so we need to have a delay then, probably. Why would it not run? Trigger, go through all of this. Oh. It triggers it, then it stops it. There. That fixes that issue completely. I believe, anyway. Name your trigger, Karen. God damn it. Name your trigger, Karen. I'm gonna try and get this sorted, then once we get this sorted, I'm actually gonna probably call it today. Like I said, we're gonna be sitting on the 4-5 hour marker today. Purely because I have a lot that I need to get done. A lot of cleaning, a lot of prep, and all that. I also need to apparently go do more job searching, because the government doesn't want to keep paying me. But that's not surprising, they never want to pay me in the beginning. Cool. See, fixed it. that's gonna cause some problems. I'm gonna have to do something about that. Okay, so that's not triggering on level up. So I need to add that to the scope, I believe. Remember, I haven't done the shadow either on Fuawa's face, and I obviously don't have a run animation for Moko. So again, because I'm dumb shit. That's fair. We all do that. But I am glad this is working. Now you might go like, oh, it's kind of weird that you've got the whip thing like that. You're gonna have to deal with that. That's the point, right? It's gonna be, a lot of work in progress stickers that we're gonna see now, from now on, now that I have one. So I can fill those slots, get the systems working, and then fill in all the details as we go. It does mean that I need to actually make the effort to keep that in mind and never put them too far behind on that. But yeah, we're gonna call it here. It's even sub 4 hours. I feel really bad for this, but like I said, life requirements supersede stream. So yeah, expect me to also be a slightly broken man by tomorrow as well, because I am on the last 2 episodes of David Tennant's run, and that's gonna have me in some state. It's gonna make me very sad. You think it's best? I mean, I don't want to. I just know that I have real life obligations that need to come in. Alright? Trust me, I'd prefer to stream for another 3 hours, but I don't have that realistically, because I need to do too much. So, with that all being the case though, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. You're awesome, stay awesome, and I hope to see you again next time. Till then, bye-bye.